Hi, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing great wherever you are. My name's Rebecca, I'm 43 years old and I'm a former sufferer of multiple sclerosis who saw a radical transformation in my health on starting the carnivore diet a year ago. Today's video is just a really quick update on a couple of things. Most importantly, my upcoming MRI scan, because I get a lot of comments asking for proof that there really has been an improvement in my condition, and the only way that I can provide that proof is to have a brain scan that shows a reduction in lesions. And unfortunately, because I don't have private medical insurance, I'm in the social security system in Spain where I live. I don't have a choice of neurologist and I have to be referred to a new neurologist because I moved house this year. So that's just slowed everything down, and I just wanted to give the good news that although my new neurology appointment to meet my new neurologist in the new area where I live originally had been booked in for October, and then so the MRI scan would have come a few weeks after that, that's actually been moved forwards to August. So in mid-August I'm going to meet my new neurologist, and at that point I'll be able to request, she's a woman, she will request an MRI scan. So that's going to come, presumably by late August I will have some indication of what's happening within my brain with the lesions in my brain. I had 14 lesions in my last scan, which was before I started the diet. So it'll be really, really interesting to see if they have reduced or indeed gone away since being on the carnivore diet. Nobody wants to have this information more than I do. So believe me, I will have this thing as soon as possible and I will share the results as soon as possible, whatever the results are. That's my first bit of news. Secondly, I just wanted to make a couple of points because, you know, being on a YouTube channel and putting yourself out there in public means that you get lots of comments, and the more your channel grows, the more comments come in. And recently I've been getting quite a few, not just comments, but emails. And look, I really appreciate everybody who reaches out to me. I love it. Anybody who wants to ask me anything, you'll feel free to. However, I've had a few emails over the past year which have asked me to basically give medical advice, and I'm not in a position to do that. It would be irresponsible of me to try. So all I can do is comment on my case and what I've experienced, and if somebody wants to go ahead and try the diet, that's completely their decision. I would never attempt to tell anybody what to do. The whole point of my channel is I think we should have autonomy to make our own decisions, and I would always encourage people to take their health into their own hands. However, I'm not medically trained. I just don't know what other factors may be influencing other people's cases, and multiple sclerosis is a complex disease, and indeed other chronic diseases out there, I don't know anything about them. I don't know. So I just want to make it crystal clear that I won't ever give medical advice to anybody. I can only talk about what's worked for me and leave it at that. Okay, so I don't mean to, you know, create any bad vibes or anything. You know, I love it when people reach out, but I just, you know, please don't think that I can do that. The other thing is, weirdly, over the past few months, I've had quite a few comments on my videos about my skin colour, which is a little bit disheartening. I mean, you know, people have said you don't look healthy, get out in the sun. You know, of course, you know, I moved to Spain for precisely that reason, and I do get out in the sun. It just so happens that I don't have the type of skin that tans, and I wish I did. I've always wished I did, but I just don't. I'd love to be able to represent the carnivore community better by having a nice tan, but I can't, because I can't change my skin colour. And you know, I don't actually burn very quickly either. I have this weird type of very pale skin that is dry and eczema prone, that doesn't really tan and takes a long time to burn as well. Don't ask me why, I don't know why. Somebody said, because I had an interview with my dad not too long ago, and he has tanned skin and he's always been able to tan. My brothers do as well, they have the same skin as him, but I don't. I have skin from the other side of my family, and that's just the way it is. And I know just how important vitamin D is, especially when you have MS. My first symptom that appeared was a vitamin D deficiency, so it's always been a top priority for me, and I'm just always going to be this colour, and carnivore diet won't change that. I have to say my eczema has improved from starting the carnivore diet. I haven't had an outbreak of eczema in a long time, so I'm really grateful for that. But that's all I can say as far as my skin goes. It doesn't have anything to do with my state of health. Also, in my last video, there was actually, I noticed like a green tinge to my skin because I was in front of a lot of foliage, and the light. I don't know. I realized when I was uploading the thumbnail that I looked slightly green. Again, that doesn't represent my health. I don't feel ill. I feel great. So just believe me, if I could tan my skin, I would. But it would have to be fake tan, and I'm not interested in that. So I never use sunscreen either. I don't really buy into all of that. I just go out there and I get vitamin D. And in the winter I have much more pale skin. In the summer I tend to look slightly less deathly pale, but that's it. That's as far as it goes. So please don't expect anything different. Anyway, apart from that, in really good news, recently I had to go to Asturias this past week to complete the sale of my cabana. So that is now sold, and I did have an offer on it earlier in the year, but that sale fell through, so it did drag out a little bit more, but it's now sold. My cabana's sold, so obviously that tugged on my heartstrings. In the notary office I did shed a few tears, but I've sold it to two people, a couple from Madrid, who are really nice, who I got on great with, and so I know I'll be able to, when I go back to Asturias, go for a coffee with them, find out how it's all going. They've said, you know, come up anytime. I said, no, I can't. But I'm happy for them that they've inherited such a wonderful, special place. And it makes me wonder whether I should change the name of my channel from Cabana Chronicles to something else. But I'm not going to, because the cabana has been a huge part of my health journey. I spent 4 years there on a mountain, and it was there that I started the carnivore diet. And also, there's an outbuilding here, which I'll show probably in the future in the video, which I'm actually going to convert into a living space, and I'm going to move into that. And that's essentially a cabana, a cabin. So I'm still going to be living in a cabin, and I'm going to rent out this farmhouse to get an income stream. So that's the plan. So it's just a new cabana, and so I'm still going to be Cabana Chronicles. What else? Okay, I've had 3 invitations to do interviews with other carnivore channels, which I'm honoured and delighted about, and I have agreed, but the only reason I've had to postpone them all is because my internet connection here is pretty dire, so I can't guarantee that the connection won't drop. So I've had to basically say a provisional yes to all of them. But I've just ordered Starlink. I'm going to get Starlink, and so that will be arriving should be within 2 weeks. I should have Starlink set up, so I'll be able to actually go ahead and do those interviews. So those channels are Carnivore Today, Adam Lacey, Dave Max invited me back for an update, and Sean Baker. I've been invited on Sean Baker's podcast. So these are fantastic opportunities to spread the word further and to grow my channel further. As I say, I'm really honoured and grateful. So those interviews hopefully will be fairly soon, once the Starlink's installed. And I'll also be able to upload videos from my house. At the moment, I record the videos at home, but I have to drive into town in order to upload them because the connection here is so rubbish. So that will just make my life a lot easier, having Starlink. Thanks Elon Musk for that. And I guess that's about it, because this is just a really quick update. And in my next video, what I'm hoping to do is, if you guys would find it interesting, I wanted to do something on the topic of dealing with other people when you have a chronic illness, because for me it was the biggest and hardest issue of all, and it's something I've wanted to talk about for nearly a decade actually. It would be a longer video though, and it will be difficult because it's touching on painful topics, so that's why I haven't jumped in and done it. But I'm coming to feel that I need to talk about it, and that maybe it would help other people out there who might be experiencing the type of thing that I experienced when I was at my most ill. So that's what I'm hoping my next video topic will be. Let me know if you think that's a good idea. Okay, that's really all I have to say. As I say, it was just a really, really quick update, and wishing you all well and wishing you the best of health, and a really happy summer if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, a really happy winter if you're not. Take care guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.